Hari Om. This is an English translation of an online satsang with our Guruji, Swami Shri Nispruh Spandan Ji, on the 19th of November 2024. There was a question someone asked. Swamiji, why is it said that we are what we eat? Is there any connection between our eating habits and the state of our mind? Swamiji tells us that our ancient rishis and rishikas, thousands of years ago, already considered the human body to have three brains. They considered the medulla oblongata along with the brainstem as the first brain. Science has proven that they connect the brain to the spinal cord and control automatic functions like breathing, digestion, heart rate, and blood pressure. But what is little known is that there are some mystical spiritual functions of this part of the brain which we will come to a little later. The yogis considered our navel center or Nabhi chakra as the seat of our second brain. This is another very intelligent nervous system in our body called the enteric nervous system, in short, our gut. When a child is in the mother's womb, his connection with the mother is through the umbilical cord. This umbilical cord connects further up to his medulla, and that is how the unborn child feels the love, fear, and other emotions of its mother. Yogis consider the frontal lobe as the seat of the third brain. It is responsible for our motor skills, social skills, memory, and personality. To put it simply, this brain helps one sustain himself in the material world. However, it is our first brain, the seat of the medulla, which is responsible for our spiritual growth and evolution. It is the most important amongst all the three as it gives power, orientation, and direction to the frontal lobe and the gut. Not only is it a physical connection between our frontal brain and the gut through the spinal column, but it also acts like an antenna that connects us to the spiritual realms and the universal energy. Therefore, from the birth of a human up to 10 or 11 years of age, one gives priority to the development of the frontal brain. Second in priority is our gut, as these are required for the growth and sustenance of the body in the material world. But as one's spiritual journey unfolds, the medulla takes the highest priority, for it controls not only the physical but also our spiritual body. This is why when yogis enter the state of Yoga Nidra, their bodily functions like digestion and excretion, amongst others, are brought to a near pause as the medulla begins to control the gut functions, enabling them to stay undisturbed by the body compulsions for hours at a stretch. Having understood this, it's now time we bring our focus back to the mind-gut connection. Our gut is highly intelligent and comprises of a multitude of nerves and neurons just like the brain. Gut has 100 trillion bacteria that have established connectivity with the brain through the vagus nerve. So whatever we think, that emotion, idea or thought goes from the mind to the gut, heart and the kidneys. Similarly, the message about whether what we've eaten is conducive or not to the gut bacteria is sent by the gut to the brain back by the vagus nerve. If the food is disliked by our gut bacteria, the vagus nerve sends the message to the brain and disturbs the mental activity. The mind then sends a message back through the vagus nerve to the gut saying, "I'm not okay." And the gut then gets upset or disturbed by the message from the mind and begins to feel unwell. This vicious cycle then goes on and manifests as problems with our mind, behavior, thoughts, mood, energy levels, hormones, adrenal glands, etc. Swamiji tells us that these facts about the mind-gut connection were already expounded by our ancient rishis and rishikas, and these are only being rediscovered by our scientists, enterologists or gut doctors in today's time. There is a long list of symptoms of a disturbed mind-gut connection. Let's look at each one of them. Number 1, having frequent sugar cravings. This is because of acute reduction of the good bacteria in the gut. The second symptom is if we have chronic problems of constipation, diarrhea, or irritable bowel syndrome, which we call IBS. Third, insomnia, disturbed sleep, or nocturnal wakefulness. Fourth symptom is when one feels sad, listless, or depressed all the time. Next symptom is having low passion in work, low energy, or persistent fatigue even after a full night's sleep. Feeling sleepy merely hours after waking up. The next symptom is lacking love, passion, and enthusiasm in one's relationship. The next symptom is about feeling bloated after having meals or having acne on the face or the body. There are also symptoms of rectal itching. A disturbed mind-gut connection also causes some ADHD symptoms in people. The next symptom is having recurrent vaginal fungal infections or urinary tract infections in women. The next symptom is excessive hair fall or alopecia in both women and men. Next, being irritable or aggressive, feeling like people are taking advantage of you, manipulating you all the time. Scientific studies have found that there is a bacteria called Lactobacillus rotari in our intestine. If this bacteria is depleted, we end up ruining our relationships at work and at home, because this bacteria makes the love chemical called oxytocin in our body. 95% of serotonin or feel-good hormones or happiness hormones are made by the good bacteria in the large intestine. The last but definitely not the least symptom is having chronic ailments like cancer due to low immunity or autoimmune diseases like lupus, psoriasis, acne, eczemas, etc. Having described in detail the various symptoms of a disturbed mind-gut connection, Swamiji now gives us a detailed explanation of why our gut bacteria is important for our overall mental and physical health. Recent scientific researches have already proven that there are about 1.5 kg worth of bacteria in our large intestine. But do we look after them? The gut bacteria is responsible for 90% of our immunity. It fights chronic diseases like cancer. It manufactures B complex vitamins in the body. Lack of B vitamins affect the brain by making one irritable and aggressive. It makes one have mental fog all the time, and one loses any desire to work and persevere. Our financial health, intuition, instincts, decision making, immunity, and relationships are all connected with the gut. These scientific researches have also elucidated another fact. 50 years back, an average human on the planet had about 10,000 species of good bacteria in his stomach. Therefore, our ancestors hardly even knew about diseases like thyroid, diabetes, psoriasis, cancer, and other lifestyle diseases that we see today. However, today, an average human has only 2,000 species of good bacteria left in his stomach. This is because 60% of these bacterial species were available on our skin and found their way to our gut through our hands and through our skin. The surfactant-based soap and shampoos that we use kill 98% of the bacteria in our body. All of these 98% bacteria are actually good bacteria. The remaining 2% of the bacteria that do not get killed by these soaps and shampoos are actually bad bacteria. The second reason he says, which is responsible for our good bacteria going extinct, is due to the use of antibiotics. Just 2 courses of antibiotics in a year end up killing the good bacteria in our gut. The third reason that Swamiji says destroys our gut is our thoughts. When we hold stress, anger, grief, resentment, worry, apprehension about the past, present, and future, Sometimes we feel as if our future is dark and hopeless. We compare ourselves to our friends, neighbors, and relatives and feel jealous of their lifestyle. Such thoughts in the mind send the message of despair and negativity to our gut, kidneys, and even our heart by the vagus nerve. This affects the lining of our intestine, which repairs our gut, and therefore it stops the repairing work, causing a disease called leaky gut syndrome. Recent scientific studies have proven that we have about 23,680 genes in our body called genome. But we also have 20 lakh genes in our gut called microgenome. This means that if we are carrying a disease in our genes, but we look after our gut, those genes will not express themselves as diseases. This research was published by Bruce Lipton in 1970 in his book, The Biology of Belief. The fourth reason for a disturbed mind-gut connection is our obsession with protein, whether it be plant protein, whey protein, protein from animals like egg, meat, etc. When we eat protein, body needs to release high amount of hydrochloric acid to process it. So, if due to low release of HCl by the body due to any reason of a weak gut, the body partially processes the protein and throws it into the small intestine after a few hours. In the small intestine, this protein begins to generate fungus, leading to small intestinal fungal overgrowth, which is a leading root cause of UTI, vaginal fungal infections, skin eczemas and allergy on the body, excessive burping, fungus on the scalp, constipation, rectal itching, and body acne. The next reason for a poor microbiome in our intestine is our use of purgatives. Purgatives or laxatives, which some people take for constipation, drain the intestine of the good bacteria's microbiome. It also damages the intelligent lining of mucus in our intestines. The intestines then merely become hollow pipes. This is regrettable and must be avoided. The ideal ratio of good bacteria to bad bacteria is 80:20. But when our good bacteria is drained and reduced to only 20%, it cannot fight the overwhelming population of bad bacteria, which further multiplies in the small intestine, leading to a disease called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This bacterial overgrowth, called SIBO, makes a person crave for beer, sugar, junk food like burgers, pizzas, and other fried food. This is needed by the bad bacteria to multiply. The reason why dairy products like milk, cottage cheese, processed cheese, butter, ice cream, whey protein, powders, and all other derivatives of milk is harmful to the human body is because there is a protein called casein A1 in milk. Only 14% of this protein is metabolized, and the remaining 86% of this protein floats around in the blood as a chemical or foreign matter. The white blood cells either find it difficult to fight this chemical and end up overreacting, which manifests as allergies, or these white blood cells suppress their work, leading to a compromised immune system response, leading to diseases like cancer. Or the white blood cells end up attacking the body itself, causing alopecia, baldness, thyroid problems, psoriasis, skin eczemas, or even autoimmune diseases like lupus. Another reason to avoid milk in our diet is because milk makes the body acidic, and since our body's natural reaction to acidic pH is to make it alkaline, it starts leaching calcium from our teeth, bones, and hair to maintain alkalinity. This causes hair fall, arthritis, osteoporosis, and disorders or diseases of the bones and teeth. Thus, milk does not give us calcium. It actually sucks out calcium from our body and makes us even weaker and deprived. Swamiji now gives us some do's and don'ts, which, if we implement wholeheartedly in our life, we may see a turnaround in our mind-gut health in just 6 months. The first thing we need to do is to eliminate dairy and all dairy products for life. Number 2, eliminate refined oil, sugar, all forms of sugar like honey, brown sugar, coconut sugar, palm sugar, white sugar, jaggery, etc. from our diet. Third, we must use only cold pressed oils with high smoke point like mustard oil. Other oils that can be used are cold pressed versions of sesame seed oil, coconut oil, peanut oil, etc. We must incorporate ample quantity of prebiotic and probiotic foods in our daily diet. One may do so by including 2 spoons of psyllium husk or isbegol in a glass of lukewarm water and have it 1 hour before food. This psyllium husk is food for the good bacteria and it helps the good bacteria make B vitamins in the small intestine. We should include alkaline water and fermented drinks in our daily diet. Recipe for one such drink, which is the fermented drink of beetroot, is already available on our channel, the link to which is available in the description box as well as on your screens above. One must avoid tea, coffee, etc. first thing in the morning. The next thing to do is to avoid consuming fresh or canned fruit juices. One must eat fruits rich in fiber like sweet lime, etc. Fiber in our food goes undigested from the stomach. However, it is a valuable food for our good bacteria and an elixir of life for them. Also, we must thoroughly chew the seeds in watermelon, guava, etc. We must not spit them out. They are food for our bacteria again. One may also consider consuming 1 teaspoon of acacia tree bark powder, also called babool powder in India, mixed in 1 glass of water every day. This is an excellent food for the good bacteria in our gut. The next precaution is that we must not drink excessive water. One should drink reasonable amounts of water as demanded by our body. The next recommendation is to eliminate wheat flour and all its derivatives and all gluten-rich flours from our diet. We must consume flatbreads, chapatis or rotis made out of different kinds of millets like buckyard millet, pearl millet, foxtail millet, etc. These millets are also known by various names in India like bajra, jowar, ragi, kangani, sama, etc. We must remove iodized processed sea salt from our diet. We must only consume unprocessed sea salt, rock salt, black salt or pink Himalayan salt. Daily practice of breath work or pranayam stimulates the vagus nerve and strengthens the mind-gut connection. There are also some do's and don'ts about our bath rituals when we are working on increasing the good bacteria in our gut. Swamiji says that we must eliminate all shampoos and soaps from our bath rags. Taking bath with natural substances like fuller's earth, also called multani mitti, ubtan or body scrub made out of commonplace kitchen ingredients like besan or gram flour or powder of pulses, or daily scrubs made out of vegetable peels that are accumulated in the kitchen every day help maintain the skin barrier and also encourage the growth of good bacteria on our body. One may also use unprocessed sea salt clusters, mix them with the bath water and take bath with that water. Other alternatives are making scrubs out of curd or milk and rubbing them on the body. For shampooing purposes, multani mitti and a herb called shikakai can be used to wash the hair. Coconut oil, mustard oil, castor oil or sesame oil can also be used to moisturize the hair instead of using chemical conditioners. Natural emollients like coconut oil and mustard oil should be used to massage the body and moisturize the skin. These do's and don'ts given by Swamiji are the essence of yogic living. We hope that you like this video and will implement all the knowledge that our Swamiji has expounded upon. Please engage with this video by liking the video, commenting on it and subscribing the channel. We will be extremely thankful for whatever you choose to do, as your engagement with our work helps us reach more and more people across the platform. Hari Om. This satsang was given to us by our Guru, Swami Shri Nispruh Spandan Ji. It was translated from Hindi to English. So it is possible that there may be some shortcomings in the translation. If you have any questions or something was difficult to understand, please leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to be initiated into Kriya Yoga, you can contact us on our email ID nispruhyogkriyayog@gmail.com or on the WhatsApp numbers displayed on your screen. We correspond in English, Hindi, Finnish and Marathi. This is the Nispruhyog Kriya Yoga team. Jai Guru, Hari Om.